All right, so today we're going to talk about something a little different. A university that wasn't just founded. It was engineered, built from the ground up with this laser focus on cracking one of the biggest problems in education today.
And it's a question that, every single one of us is probably asked at some point. How do you make sure all those years of college actually get you ready for day one on the job? It's a huge, huge challenge. But the place we're looking at today, it was designed from its very DNA to answer exactly that.
So let's dive right in. This wasn't about just creating another university to add to the list. Nope. This institution was designed really intentionally as a solution to a very specific problem that was happening in Pakistan's booming tech industry. And here it is, the mission, stated so simply, to bridge the gap between industry and academia. That's it. That's the founding motto of the Sir Syed Case Institute of Technology, or SSKSIT. And let me tell you, this one phrase, it's the key to everything they do. Their structure, their classes, their success, it's literally the DNA of the whole organization.
So, where did this all come from? Well, you have to go back to 2001. A group of engineers, all PhDs, educated in the US, came back to Pakistan with this one big idea. They started out small, just graduate degrees at first to build up a solid research foundation. Then, a couple of years later, they launched their first undergrad programs. And by 2018, boom, they had full degree awarding status. I mean, that is a super focused and really fast journey.
Okay, so if your whole mission is to build this bridge, then what do you actually teach, right? That brings us to their academic core, the actual tools they're giving their students to not just survive, but to really thrive in a tech-driven future.
And you can see right away, their focus is laser sharp on what's in high demand. Of course, you've got the essentials like computer science and electrical engineering, but look closer. They have dedicated programs in AI and cybersecurity. That's huge. This isn't just about playing catch up with what the industry needs right now. It's about getting ahead of the curve. They're anticipating the future.
And this commitment doesn't stop with a bachelor's degree. It goes all the way up to the postgraduate level. See, they're not just trying to train coders and engineers, they're training leaders. You see programs in engineering management and project management. These are specifically designed to shape the next generation of CTOs, tech directors, and executives.
Okay, now we're getting to the really cool part, the most unique piece of this entire puzzle. This is where SSKSIT just sets itself apart from everyone else. Because look, it's one thing to teach the right subjects. It's a whole other thing to build a literal, working bridge to the industry.
So how do they do it? What's the secret? It's a company called CARE Pvt. And get this isn't just some corporate partner they have a nice relationship with. No, this is the university's own industrial arm. It's completely integrated into the school. Its whole reason for existing is to act like a pipeline, feeding real-world projects and problems straight from industry, right into the classroom.
And the process itself it's brilliantly simple, but so powerful. Here's how it works. CARE goes out and gets actual projects from real industry clients. Then students get to tackle these projects as their final year project. And they're not just mentored by professors, they're mentored by PhDs who are actively working at CARE. Think about the result here. Students don't just walk out with a diploma, they graduate with a professional portfolio already under their belt. That's a game changer.
Having this kind of integrated model also means they can move fast. They're incredibly agile. The Techlift program is a perfect example of this. They saw there was this national skills gap in IT, so what did they do? SKSIT partnered with 22 industry leaders and launched these intensive boot camps in super specific, high-demand skills. Think web development, Flutter, directly filling a need in the economy right when it was needed.
Okay, so the model sounds amazing on paper, right? But the million-dollar question is, does it actually work? Let's look at the results. What's the real-world impact of doing things this way?
Well, the number one way to measure success for a place like this is jobs. Simple as that. And the data is pretty clear. They have a consistently high employment rate for their graduates within just 6 months. That tells you everything. It's a huge sign that employers see these graduates not just as qualified, but as ready to go, valuable assets from the moment they walk in the door.
And the proof, it goes way beyond just getting a job. We're talking about their students winning major international awards. We're talking about their alumni going on to found successful startups. And right there on campus, you've got these incredible innovation hubs, like the CASE Robotics Group, which just shows you that this hands-on, let's build a culture is baked into the student experience from the very beginning.
So, when you put it all together, what's the big takeaway? Let's zoom out for a second and think about what a model like this could mean for the future of education, not just in Pakistan, but everywhere.
This is what really puts their innovation into perspective. Think about a traditional university. A lot of the time, it's kind of like a one-way street, right? Theory flows out to the students, but very little real-world feedback ever flows back in. The SSK seed model, it's the total opposite. It's a dynamic, continuous feedback loop. Academia makes industry stronger, and at the same time, industry is constantly making academia sharper and more relevant. It's a living, breathing ecosystem.
And all of this leaves us with a really critical question, especially now, in an age of AI and automation where technology is changing faster than any textbook could ever keep up with. Maybe the biggest lesson from SKCIT is this: education can't just be a place you go to learn anymore. It has to be the bridge that you cross to actually build what comes next.